feel that you are the most different as a quarterback from when you were starting for these guys in 2018?
You mean back when I was in Carolina?
Back in Carolina, yeah.
I feel like my game has progressed a lot throughout those years. I think I've matured more. I feel like I know this offense more. I feel like I just know the NFL game more. It's one of those things where you don't want to turn the ball over. That's the biggest thing. And that's what in 2018 when I had my first start, I had 3 interceptions and we were down in the red zone a couple times and I just kept on giving the ball away. So if you get rid of those mistakes, you give yourself a nice chance to win.
And then these guys have a lot of confidence in you. You seem to have energized them. Why do you feel that is? What things do you feel you were able to show, even against Tampa Bay last year, that they've kind of gravitated toward?
Maybe it's the being at home, taking classes, and coming in and playing well thing. I don't know. All I know is when I go out there, I'm excited to be out there. It's been a dream of mine, and I want to go out there and play some good football and win games. So maybe that's it. I try and go out there, give the guys some energy, and hopefully go get a win.
Taylor, I know you spent a lot of the offseason working on your body strength, things like that, to deal with some of the issues you've had in the past. How did you feel coming out of the game this week physically? Yeah,
I felt good. Again, that's not something I really think about during the game, but after the game, I can kind of tell a difference. I was a little sore, but that's football for you. It's not a matter whether you're hurt. Everyone's hurt. It's whether you just stay not injured. So fortunate enough to come out of the game not injured, and hopefully we can just keep that rolling.
And in terms of the game plan, like I guess how confident do you feel talking with Scott or whomever about, hey, these are the kind of plays that I'm feeling better, bad, or maybe from a personnel perspective, I kind of like throwing to this guy, whatever. Where are you kind of in that process? I know for Ryan, it's pretty like he felt pretty good about it, having been around as long as he have. How do you kind of feel about that?
Yeah, well, the good thing is me and Scott have been together for 4 or 5 years, so he knows what I'm good at, what I'm not. He knows what I'm comfortable with and what I'm not, and we have a good communication within us too. So I feel like we're going to have a good relationship, and hopefully we can get the ball rolling, get the ball moving, and score some points.
A word people like to use to describe you is gamer. I mean, are you aware of that label? And to you, what does that mean if you do agree with it?
I somewhat agree with it. Playing in a game is a lot different than practice. In practice, you really want to stay in the pocket, go through your reads, and kind of see things from the pocket, in a perfect world. But everyone knows during a game, things break down, holds open up, and sometimes I can use my legs. So the biggest thing for me is to have my legs be my last option, really trying to get the ball in those playmakers' hands. And if things break down, then my legs can be a check down.
Taylor, from when you were on the sideline to start the game to when you were in the game, what was your assessment of how the team could start faster offensively? Just what did you see on the sideline, and then when you were in the game, what are some things that you guys can do to get up to speed a little faster against the Giants?
Yeah, going back and looking at it, it was just football's the ultimate team sport, and you have 11 guys just trying to do one job, and you need all 11 to do their job for it to be successful. So you go back and look at the film in any game, if one guy doesn't do their job, it's tough. So I think if we all just hone in and just focus on your only job, we'll be fine, and we'll move the ball and just sticking to the game plan. Whatever defense they throw at us, I feel like every play we have has an answer. So if we're all on top of that, I think we'll be fine.
And then you mentioned the fact that you want to get the ball into the playmakers' hands. Obviously, I think Terry McLaurin didn't have a catch in the first half. Logan Thomas was a little bit slow as well too. What are those conversations like when you guys talk about how you guys can get some of your playmakers involved, and also what are some things you guys think you could take advantage of against the Giants as well too on Thursday?
Yeah, we would love to get the ball in Logan and Terry's hands as much as possible, but at the same time, you don't want to force it in there. That's when mistakes happen. So. We understand that Terry didn't have a touch in the first half, but I think that was part of their game plan, was try and double him and have someone else beat him. So we made some adjustments at halftime, and I think we came out and did all right. So again, we just fell up a little short.
How could you think your relationship is with the wide receivers? Obviously you're a backup and now you're going to the starting. How do you feel like you developed that in this off season, this training camp? How do you feel like this happened?
Yeah, I feel like we have good chemistry. We work together a lot in routes on air. Throughout the off season, while Fitz is throwing to Terry, I'm throwing to Cam Sims or someone else, Diami. So I feel like I've gotten a good amount of reps with all of them. I feel like I have good chemistry with all of them. So we'll go out on Thursday and hopefully we can put it together.
Taylor, this league is a league of next man up, taking advantage of the opportunity, and obviously it's unfortunate the situation and why you're now in the starting role. But I kind of want to go to you as just the individual. If you eliminate all that, because you got that opportunity last year, but it was you didn't know how far that season was going to go. We know that you're going to be that guy for an extended period of time. What's that mindset that you have as an individual to know like this is my time?
Something I've been dreaming about my whole life, being a starting quarterback in the NFL, and here we are. So I really try and take it one day at a time, one meeting at a time, one play at a time. I feel like if I just live in the moment, everything else will take care of itself. I don't try and get too ahead of myself. So again, when we're at practice, I just listen to play, remember what we talked about in meetings, what we're trying to get accomplished, and really take it one play at a time. And we'll worry about the other stuff later.
Kind of a vague question, but since you've been in this situation a number of times now, just generally, what is that feeling like when you're called, you have to go in mid-game, and that's all there is to it?
Yeah, it's a bag of mixed emotions. You're excited because you're playing, but you're also I won't say upset, but you're kind of defeated in the fact that, your starter just got hurt. It's rough for everybody. So, my biggest thing is, when things like that happen, a lot of the energy is lost, and you try and go in there and just bring it back. There's still a lot, 2.5 quarters to play. We're still in the game. Let's try and save this thing. So, it's not the first time it's happened in my career that I've kind of been thrown in there. So, again, I just try and go in there, execute the game plan, move the ball, and hopefully score some points. I think the biggest thing is just getting that first completion and then getting a first down. Once you start getting chains moving, getting the guys in a groove, I think that helps a lot of people. And for me, honestly, getting hitting the ground kind of gets the jitters out of the way. It kind of brings me down to earth. So you kind of saw that in the last game. First two plays where balls were a little high, got sailed a little bit, and then came out in a 2-minute drive and got things going. So when we got that field goal, got a little confidence, and then we came out in the second half and went down and scored a touchdown. So hopefully we can do that Thursday, get off to a nice hot start, and keep the ball rolling.
What did you think of your throw down the left sideline to Terry?
The throw could have been a lot better, but it was a hell of a catch. When I saw it on the field, I think I had like an offensive lineman in front of me where I was on the ground, so I didn't know the magnitude of the catch. But after the game, when I saw it on social media, that's unbelievable. So that's something that Terry brings to the table. He's dynamic. He's a playmaker. So it's a lot of fun watching him run routes and catch the ball.
I guess you were throwing it maybe a little bit shorter than you usually do. Is that taking what the defense gives you? Is that coming in late, or is that something where you want to push the ball down the field a little bit more, maybe in the future?
It was just a play call that we had up. You kind of getting like 4 receivers to one side and have Terry be a one-on-one. You always feel good with Terry being one-on-one with somebody. So it was a double move. He kind of surprised me by doing it, slipping inside. So he was a lot further in than I thought he was, and I just tried to lead him out, and I just put a little too much air on it.
You kind of mentioned it in your answer to Ben, but did you notice the weight you added in the offseason impact your game or make you, like, is that the reason why you were sore versus injured? How do you think that added weight kind of helped?
The added weight helped. I mean, I got hit, a couple times during the game. It didn't hurt as much, I guess you could say. But the biggest thing, again, for me this offseason was put on weight but not lose my speed and agility. And I feel like I did a good job of that. So a big goal of mine throughout the year is just to keep that weight on, keep the strength up, and keep the speed up. So, working hard every day in the weight room. And
you've talked a lot about wanting to make the right decision with your legs and knowing when, I guess just after watching the tape, how did you feel like you came out in that area?
I feel like it did pretty well. There wasn't really a time where I kind of tucked the ball and ran before I went through my progressions. I feel like I used my legs well in the game, so hopefully to keep doing that throughout the weeks.
Taylor, when you guys broke the huddle today, it seemed like you had a pretty fired up speech there for the rest of the team. Can you just take us through that moment?
Yeah, Coach Rivera asked me to go break it down today, which he does. He has a different person break it down every day, and we kind of just went in there, and being the new starting guy, I felt like I needed to get in front of the team a little bit. So I went in there, said a couple words that I probably shouldn't say right now about these Giants, and hopefully got the guys fired up and ready to play for Thursday.
It seems like that's who you are naturally, pretty energetic. Is it hard to dial that back when it's Ryan's team and now you get to be yourself a little bit?
You're
still yourself.
Yeah, I'm still myself, but it was Ryan's team, so it wasn't my place to do that. But now, if I feel like I need to do it, I'll do it. And again, when we get out there on Thursday, everyone's pretty juiced up and everyone's ready to go.
The NFL's crazy, and obviously they don't know the severity of Ryan's injury. They put him on IR, at least 3 weeks. They could have very easily gone out and got a veteran quarterback. There's a veteran quarterback out there that's very close to Ron and has had success with Ron in the past, but they didn't. And they basically said, you're our guy, this is your opportunity, we're riding with you. How does that galvanize you in a sense to know that they did not go down that route and they're confident in you, Taylor?
Yeah, it means a lot. Again, I think someone asked me the question after the game. You've had a lot of doubters out there, or, stuff like that. And I don't care about the doubters outside the facility. It's the people in the facility that I care about. If they have confidence in me and they believe in me, that's all that I care about. And, like you just said, that kind of tells me they have that confidence in me. So, it means a lot to me. It helps me play better, gives me a lot more confidence, and I'm excited for the opportunity.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.